What up, Space Fam? Goes in here for AnimeUproar, and today we're going to be talking about more epic revenge moments in anime. I said that I would make the 4th installment if we got 5,000 likes on the best revenge moments in Anime 3, and we already got over 9,000 likes, which is amazing. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying this series so much. If you want to keep it going, make sure to smash that like button. If we get 5,000 likes again, I'll get started on part 5 ASAP. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is really important, hit that notification bell because you will miss future videos if you don't. As always, leave some of your favorite revenge moments in the comments and they could make it into the next installment. For more anime content and important updates on new seasons, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. There will be some anime and manga spoilers in this video, so if that bothers you, you've been warned. Now without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's start with one of the most epic characters in anime, Lord Escanor himself versus Estarossa. To give a brief background to this revenge moment, Meliodas was recently killed by Estarossa. It turns out that Meliodas is practically immortal and will eventually come back to life, but the fact remains that Estarossa killed him. He put blades into each one of his 7 hearts. Bon tried to stop Estarossa, but he was powerless. Bon is already weaker than Estarossa at this point, but Estarossa's commandment of love is especially tricky. Everyone who hates him is rendered powerless. They won't be able to inflict any harm. After killing our protagonist and the leader of the 7 deadly sins without a problem, Estarossa seems pretty untouchable. If you know Escanor well, you also know that Merlin and Meliodas are the 2 most important people in his life. They accepted him when everyone else viewed him as a monster. So there's no doubt that Escanor has a powerful motive for revenge. That's the setup, and now let's jump to the fight itself. Estarossa is just acting like an arrogant, untouchable dude, and with good reason. Bon is there along with some other holy knights, and he tells Estarossa not to talk about love after killing the captain. However, Bon and the rest can't do anything. They can't grasp their swords, clench their fists, or even walk towards Estarossa because of his commandment. They hate him, and as a result, they can't harm him. Just as Estarossa is pitying the people in front of him and is about to quote-unquote save them from their suffering, Escanor makes his appearance. He walks towards Estarossa, and Estarossa, with a bored look on his face, asks why his commandment isn't working on Escanor. Escanor responds, "Why should it? I don't hate those who are weaker than myself. I pity them." End quote. The moral of the story is, praise the sun and smash that like button. Moving on to Goku and his fight against Frieza, one of the most epic and iconic fights of all time in any medium. I watched this fight before I even knew what anime was. This revenge has everything you could ever wish for. It has a villain who is as pure evil as you can get. Frieza destroyed Goku's home planet along with his father. He practically killed his entire race when Goku was still a baby, so this revenge was long in the making. The opponent is insanely strong. He can destroy planets while sitting down, and no one is even a match for him for the longest time. Leading up to the finale of the fight, he also shoots Piccolo and crushes Krillin, Goku's best friend, to death using what looks to be the Force. Not to mention that he tried to kill Gohan many times, Goku's son. The stakes are as high as they could be. Literally, the whole universe is in danger, including eventually planet Earth if Goku loses this fight. After Frieza kills Krillin and is about to kill Gohan, we get the most iconic transformation of all time. Goku becomes the Super Saiyan of legend. His usually black hair goes up and becomes blonde. His eyes turn green. There are few 80s and 90s kids, if any, who would not recognize Super Saiyan Goku. This wasn't just an epic moment in anime, this was a historical moment. All of a sudden, Frieza, the strongest and most prideful being in the universe, starts getting wrecked. The tables are turned in a way that Frieza could never have predicted. For the first time, he tastes despair. His attacks seem to have no effect on Super Saiyan Goku, and he's deathly afraid of Goku's attacks. Suddenly, Goku is the calm one, and the mighty Frieza is freaking out and panicking. Goku flexes on Frieza so hard when he lets him launch a powerful laser beam right at him. He doesn't move and just lets himself be hit. Frieza could have put all of the energy he could muster into that one attack, and Goku is still fine after it. He even smiles and says, "So the monster who can destroy a planet can't even destroy one little man." End quote. This is Frieza's nightmare. His whole life, he was way stronger than everyone, and now a member of a race he always looked down on is not just beating him, but humiliating him. Frieza, being the good villain he is, doesn't simply accept his loss. He uses his brains and comes up with a plan to win. If he can't kill Goku, then he'll destroy the planet. Frieza can survive in the vacuum of space. This is his only shot to win and he takes it. After the planet begins self-destructing, Frieza finally shows 100% of his power after what seems like a billion transformations. Goku could potentially kill Frieza before he attains full power, but being the mad lad he is, he wants Frieza to reach his full potential. He wants to check out the most powerful guy in the universe at full power because he might never get this chance again. This always makes the revenge all the sweeter when the opponent knows that they gave it their all and it still wasn't good enough. After the Namekian dragon saves the others, Super Saiyan Goku and full power Frieza are left to duke it out on an exploding planet. Shonen doesn't get much better than this. The fight commences and all of a sudden Goku quits. Ironically, this is absolutely the biggest flex he could pull off in this situation. He quits, and get this, not because he's losing, but because Frieza's hit his peak and his power is dropping fast. He doesn't see a point in fighting him anymore. Goku is literally saying Frieza's too weak to even fight, and in this way, he completely destroys what remained of Frieza's pride. He says, "What's the point of rubbing it in?" and tells Frieza to go off and cower someplace. Of course, Frieza can't take such embarrassment and shoots his own version of Destructo Discs in an attempt to cut Goku in half. All the while, Goku says that Frieza is just hurting his own confidence with these stunts. Then, Frieza gets cut in half by one of his own attacks, and worst of all, Goku even tries to warn him to dodge it. As Goku puts it, it's truly a pathetic end for the strongest being in the universe. Frieza even begs for help, and Goku actually obliges. He gives him some energy so he can save himself. Instead of finally getting a clue and being thankful for Goku's insane level of mercy, Frieza tries to use the energy Goku gave him to launch an attack that will kill him. And finally, Goku has no choice but to finish him off. He utterly destroyed the mighty and arrogant Frieza's pride, and it's perfect that a Saiyan of all possible beings accomplished this. I can't think of a greater fall than going from being the most powerful and arrogant being in the universe to begging for your life. This revenge moment had history, the ultimate evil, the largest of scopes, the most powerful of opponents, the most arrogant of opponents, the most compelling of motives, the biggest of humiliations, and arguably the most iconic transformation of all time. For all of these reasons, this moment easily deserves to be considered one of the best revenge moments in any medium. The next moment is a rather interesting one because it takes place between two villains, namely between Overhaul and Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. From the first meeting, these villains didn't get along well. Overhaul is super arrogant and looks down upon the League of Villains and Shigaraki. He calls their rendezvous spot an unsanitary dump. Overhaul, aka Kai Chisaki, is the Yakuza captain of the 8 Precepts of Death. He seems pretty cool and dangerous from the very beginning. The dude is crazy ambitious. After All for One is defeated by All Might, Chisaki wants to become the new leader of the dark side of society. He wants to rule over all of the villains, including the League of Villains. The young man wants to take All for One's place. Shigaraki similarly wants to be the next leader, and he tells Chisaki as much. Shigaraki's League of Villains has more clout than the 8 Precepts anyways. Overhaul is not impressed though. He hasn't come to join the League of Villains as Shigaraki thought. He asks Shigaraki if he has a plan. He explains that a goal like annihilating the Society of Heroes without a plan is useless. He implies that Shigaraki doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to use people and manage an organization. He points out how Stain, Muscular, and Moonfish were all star players, but Shigaraki didn't know how to use them, so they got beaten and caught. Beyond calling into question Shigaraki's leadership skills, he also says the League of Villains is made up of wackos, insulting them all. He says that you need a plan to make your goal into a reality, and he's the man with the plan. And then he tells the League of Villains to join him, since as the next leader, he'll put them to good use. This guy's definitely got balls. He walked into the most famous and strongest villain organization in Japan, insulted them, and told them to come work for him. The dude goes on to kill Magne and destroy Mr. Compress's arm. He then has his team break through their rendezvous place. He throws down his card and tells Shigaraki to give him a call once he's calmed down. You can imagine how infuriated Shigaraki was. This guy came in, killed one of his treasured members, hurt another, embarrassed him, caused damage to the property, and left, while talking down to him the entire time. To Shigaraki's credit, he didn't lose his cool and even let Overhaul leave without a fight. Later, after Overhaul's defeat, that's when Shigaraki strikes. While Overhaul is being transported to the nearest villain hospital, Shigaraki and his team interfere. They defeat Snatch, the Sand Hero, and get Overhaul out of the vehicle. Now the tables have definitely turned. Overhaul is tied up and completely at Shigaraki's mercy. Shigaraki asks him who's going to be the next leader now, evidently taunting Chisaki while he's down. Overhaul asks if Shigaraki came to kill him, but Shigaraki says he's thought of something even worse. For revenge, Mr. Compress takes one of Chisaki's arms to get even for the arm he lost. Shigaraki takes Chisaki's finished product, the fruit of his endeavors, and then comments on how a guy who wants to get rid of quirks shouldn't be relying on quirks himself. He then destroys and cuts off his only remaining arm. Like Shigaraki, Overhaul needed his hands to use his quirk, so now he is in effect quirkless. Shigaraki laughs in his face, stating that all the hard work Chisaki put in is now his. Shigaraki's used Overhaul to gain even more fame and power. The once arrogant Chisaki looks completely devastated and afraid now, as Shigaraki tells him to just sit back and watch, because it's his time. In other words, it's the League of Villains' time to shine. They set off an explosion and walk away, looking pretty freaking cool. Like a true boss, Shigaraki doesn't look back at the explosion. This was a great revenge moment because of the unique setup of it. I really like how it was a villain versus villain revenge moment. Heroes, as seen with Goku, usually show a lot of mercy to the villains, mercy that they arguably don't deserve. However, Shigaraki, since he's a villain, can be as brutal as possible with his revenge, and he is. This is one of the most interesting moments in My Hero Academia, and it establishes Shigaraki as a worthy main antagonist. Before this, I always thought Shigaraki was nothing special. Overhaul seemed way cooler than him when he showed up initially. However, after this revenge moment, there is no doubt that Shigaraki has progressed significantly towards becoming a pretty badass villain. The character development makes this revenge moment all the more epic. And that is it for today's video. Let me know which revenge moment was your favorite. If you enjoyed this vid, make sure the United States of smash that like button and share this video with a friend. Remember, if we can get 5,000 likes, I will get started on the next revenge moment video ASAP. Whatever happens, I'm super thankful that we made it this far with the revenge series. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell because you will miss future videos if you don't. For more anime content and updates on brand new seasons, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you goes to our patrons over on Patreon who help make videos like this one possible. I especially want to thank our Bro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, $50 Beat, Anatoly Kazatsky, Alpha Dio, Angel Cruz, and Team Sparky 65. And are the 1 tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Steven Ingrata, Alolan Autem, Maddie Mac 239, Makoto Kun, and the world. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these epic people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also now join the YouTube channel and support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks for everything, and until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.